Hey everyone, my name is Daniel Heidel, owner and investment advisor here at Integritas Wealth Strategies. Today I just wanted to give you some insights and a little bit of education on how I see the role of AI in financial advice and investments. This is something that's really taken off. It's growing at a rapid pace across all industries. People are concerned that it might replace jobs. And yeah, sure, it will probably replace some jobs for sure. But I don't think it's something to be concerned about. And I'll go into detail of why I see that as the case. Um, you know, I think AI is a powerful tool. It can't be self-run, at least at this point. There's a lot of things that can run themselves and can be automated, but there still needs to be a driver in a lot of things. So you need to ask the right questions. You need to get the right inputs. You need to be able to use the information in a powerful way. And that is something that still makes financial advice so beneficial. And I would challenge this right off the bat that the real value of a financial advisor and a financial planner, somebody who's a CFP, maybe they're a CKA, a certified kingdom advisor who's a Christian doing financial planning, it doesn't lie in hard numbers or facts or cut and dry black and white stuff. The real value lies in the behavioral side. There's a lot of times where a strategy, I can propose it to a client, but it's not comfortable to them. It's out of their comfort zone. Maybe they don't feel right about it, or it's not the right solution for their one situation. Sometimes the things that make the most hard line financial dollars and cents don't actually pan out to be the right solution. And that is where the real value lies in having a human being that can sift through these things. I heard a story one time of an old company that would give a bear, a little stuffed bear, anytime they went to visit the house to repair an AC unit. And it was something that people really relied on, and they found really interesting and really fun, and the kids loved it, of course. And it was something where, financially, if you had a CFO in there and they said, well, we're spending a lot of money on these bears and stuff, why are we doing it? It doesn't make financial sense. um, the owner would say, yeah, you're right. It doesn't help us gain clients necessarily, but because there's such a strong like emotional tie there, and I understand the human relation aspect, I'm going to keep doing it. And it was something that people found like so profound. And I think that's the real value in having a human being that can sift through what makes sense for the financial bottom line and what's behaviorally right. And so that's what you pay for when you pay a financial planner, in my opinion. The investments need to be there, that the returns need to be there, but you're paying for confidence. You're paying for proactiveness, not something that's reactive, saying like, oh, you need money and you had a giant tax bill and we got to solve this. It's proactively saying, okay, we're going to plan ahead and we're going to say, all right, we're expecting tax bill dollar amount in X year. We're going to plan to reduce that burden as much as possible and save you some money, or do something that gives you more confidence. And that's really the solution here. So how this relates to AI would say AI is an incredible tool. It's helping advisors like myself, as well as other professions, get access to the information that they need at a quicker rate than going through a book or doing many Google searches or whatever it might be for getting the information you need. Uh, don't be deceived. People don't have all the knowledge they need in their head at all times. But now it's at our fingertips. We can search through an index of things, very much so the same way that like Wikipedia was invented, where you've got an index of information on a topic, and you can sift through it and get different article links and stuff like that. That's what AI empowers people to do at a quicker rate. We're getting to a point where healthcare professionals can all of the sudden look up at their fingertips the way different drugs interact with each other and different possibilities, and they can sift through it and say like, oh, okay, well, these are all the opportunities and the potential solutions for a problem. and I can sift through that and have all of them before me at a quicker rate than if I try and sit back and think through it and dive into my textbook and look at all the different cases and stuff like that. Now it's all before them, and then they can go down the list of saying, well, it's this, not that, this helps, this doesn't, this helps more, this helps less, and that's right there. It's in an instant. That's one of the first values of AI and the way that I think it's going to be helpful in the industry moving forward in many other industries. So we've talked about why I don't think it's going to replace financial planner because of the value of human advice. That's what people want. We've also talked about a benefit to where it makes the job and the client experience easier, more efficient, more proactive, helpful. And we're also going to talk about a little bit how I think it's going to impact the investing landscape. So AI it has a lot of algorithms within it, right? So it, by design, makes things more efficient, more streamlined, more automated. And this doesn't stop with its application. It still applies to the world of investing. Even before AI was a big thing, algorithms in the investing space were coming out. There were people that were using computer algorithms to seek inefficiencies in markets, different arbitrages, any number of things. And the algorithms were seeking out these inefficiencies and these slight discrepancies and profiting off of them. And now what we're seeing is that more and more people are beginning to really benefit from the power of things like AI and enhanced algorithms in the investing space. So there's a common product out there that's starting to take a lot more hold. If you work with an advisor, you might even have this in your portfolio. I employ it with some of my clients because I think it's such a powerful thing. And it's direct indexing that is built on an algorithm. And essentially what it does is it will buy companies that mimic a certain index. So let's just say, for example, we're looking at the S&P 500 index. And just for clarification purposes, I'm not suggesting that we need to only do direct indexing or you need to go out and buy S&P 500 funds. I don't think that's a solution. But it is one of the products that's out there, and it's a direct index that will track the S&P 500. And it's essentially using an algorithm that are beginning to be built with AI in mind to seek inefficiencies in the index. So it'll buy companies that are tracking the S&P 500, and it will look to sell the ones that are at a loss and find the arbitrage and then buy into the same sector with a different company that's going to see growth potential. And you see this climb, and you see that you're buying the index, you're profiting from it, and the algorithms are doing a lot of the heavy lifting and a lot of the thought and the research at a much faster pace than any advisor could sit there and do with their Morningstar, their whatever their method of searching for funds and a funds list would be. There's so many companies out there, there's so many investment products and solutions. It would take so long to sift through all the options before you and figure out the one that makes the most sense. So this is where AI is going to have a strong hold in the investment landscape. And there's a lot of opportunities here for just making the process quicker, more efficient, and also less costly. Because quite honestly, if we have fund managers that are charging X dollar amount of their percentage of assets that are invested or expense ratio or whatever it might be, if AI is doing it, AI doesn't necessarily have an inherent cost. And if it does have a cost, it's going to be likely a lot lower than what a human being could charge for that same service. So all of a sudden now, the client is paying less. They're getting a quicker result. They're seeing the same amount of appreciation, and the advisor is not having to do as much heavy lifting on the investment side. And that's one of the things where I talk about with clients all the time. The performance isn't necessarily derived from the investments. There's a lot of things out there that can deliver strong investment returns, and it's not necessarily me sitting at a computer all the time trying to search through the next hot stock. So this is a powerful solution. The real value in investment lies in the behavior, making sure that we're putting in the dollar amount, that you're comfortable with it, and that we're achieving the financial goals. So you have to align your investments to the goals that you're trying to plan and solve for. And that is really hard to have a tangible connection between something that an AI algorithm can do and delivering their performance to achieve that result. So that I think that's the biggest power of investment returns. I think that's where it really lies, is having that behavioral and methodical approach to this. And additionally, I think the second best thing is tax strategies. And that's something where AI can give you the tax strategies, but it can't do it for you. It can't tell you what's going to be the best or what's going to be the worst for your situation. And that's why you need somebody with a human touch that can look at it and say, like, oh, well, given your situation and given what you're telling me is important to you, I think this is the best solution to achieve that goal. So that's the second. And so, yeah, I think that's where, AI has a lot of power to come, and there's a lot of opportunity here. And I don't think we should be afraid of it. I think we should embrace it. I think there's a lot of advisors out there that are really still scared of AI replacing their job, but I don't see that as the future. I think AI is a tool to make our jobs easier, to deliver better outcomes for clients, more efficiency, and at a lower cost. Because at the end of the day, if we're not paying more for the same service or result, then we don't have to pass that along to the clients either. And that's what this is really all about. So, yeah, I think that is a good synopsis of AI and the way that I see the landscape unfolding. And of course, there's more to come. Information is doubling at an incredibly quick rate nowadays, and we're going to see stuff all the time popping up about new use cases and stuff. And who knows? Maybe there is a day where AI gets so good that it does replace the role of financial planners. But I think more and more we're seeing that people want a human touch. Same thing when you get a call from a robot. Sometimes you want to talk to a robot, but if you're really in an emotional place, you don't want to have a robot giving you an answer or a suggestion, right? So I don't think we're at that point yet. But nevertheless, AI is incredibly innovative in this space and in many other spaces as well, and it's just helping us do our jobs better and delivering better outcomes for you as a client. One thing that you will find down below is a quick guide. It's 5 useful tips for wealth creation and automating it. And these are going to be great educational tips, just like the insights that I've given you today, to be able to automate your wealth creation journey, make it easier, set it up, get from point A to point B at a quicker rate, and really just help you jumpstart your journey and really have a lot of great tips before you. And if you like that and you appreciate it, you can stay engaged and you'll get more educational tips and resources in the future, and stay up to date on what's going on and what I put out there. And additionally, if you like this form of content, you can subscribe down below, and I would appreciate if you also give it a thumbs up. I get a lot of motivation from that, hearing that people like the content and like the education that I'm putting out, and it motivates me to keep going and doesn't stop. And thirdly, if you say, I've been thinking about getting a financial advisor for some time, you seem like a great person to talk to about that, you can go to my website. It's down below in the description, and you can schedule a quick 30-minute call. That'll be for us to go over some of the problems that you might be facing, some of the concerns you have, some of the goals you're trying to reach, and I'll propose a few solutions for doing that. And if you say, great, I want to work together, awesome, we'll get going. There's a lot more value to be had there and a lot that I will be able to deliver upon for you. Conversely, if for whatever reason, either I'm not able to deliver upon those desires, or you say, I just don't think that you're the right person to work with, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not going to get upset because I'm not working with one individual or any number of individuals. So if that's the case, I will stand by this. I will point you in the right direction as long as you want my help. And I'll give you some good questions to ask other financial planners as you're vetting them, some people to look for, some good things to check out, and trying to help you guide you along that journey of finding the best person to work with. Stay up to date. Appreciate it if you give me a like and a subscribe to this video, and more to come for sure.